Imagine an island, isolated and haunting, where the trees whisper with the voices of the past. Picture a place draped in silence, save for the rustle of leaves and the quiet creaking of age-old branches. This is no ordinary island, it's an eerie oasis in the heart of Mexico, a place where the air is thick with mystery and the shadows seem to dance with unseen spirits. Here, the landscape is dominated not by vibrant flora or bustling fauna, but by hundreds of lifeless eyes that watch your every move. These are not the eyes of the living, but the glassy gazes of countless dolls, each one hanging from the trees like a silent sentinel. Every doll has a tale to tell, a story etched in their worn-out features and faded colors. Welcome to the Island of Dolls, a place where stories and spirits linger in the wind. Our tale begins with a man named Don Julian Santana Barrera, a reclusive and perhaps misunderstood individual. Nestled in the heart of Mexico's Xochimilco canals, this solitary man resided on a small, desolate island, far removed from the bustling city life. Don Julian wasn't always a hermit, though. He was once a family man, living an ordinary life. However, a series of unexplainable events led him to abandon his family and retreat to this secluded island, a place that would eventually be shrouded in mystery and become the subject of many hair-raising tales. The island's transformation began with a tragic incident. Don Julian discovered the body of a young girl who had drowned in the canal. Close to her lifeless form, he found a doll. Consumed with sadness and perhaps a bit of madness, he hung the doll on a tree as a sign of respect for the lost soul. But this was just the beginning. Don Julian, driven by an inexplicable force, started collecting stray dolls. Dolls that were abandoned, forgotten, or discarded. He would hang these dolls all over the island. His intent was not to create a macabre spectacle, but to appease the spirit of the deceased girl whom he believed was haunting the island. Don Julian lived in this self-imposed isolation for more than 50 years, dedicating his life to his strange ritual. People began to talk. Stories started to circulate. Some said that the dolls came alive at night. Others claimed to hear whispers or the sound of giggling echoing from the island when darkness fell. Whether these were mere figments of imagination or had a grain of truth, we may never know. What we do know is that Don Julian's actions created a chilling atmosphere, turning the island into a haunting spectacle. An island filled with hundreds of lifeless eyes, staring blankly into the void. And so, the island's grim legacy was born. As the years passed, Don Julian's collection grew. It wasn't just a handful of dolls anymore, it was a legion that multiplied with each passing day, each passing hour, each passing minute. The island, once a quiet and serene place, began to transform. It became a silent sanctuary for these inanimate companions. Don Julian's obsession, once a simple act of kindness towards a lost soul, took on a life of its own. It was like an artist consumed by his art, a writer drowned in his own words, a musician lost in his melody. His every waking moment was spent in the pursuit of these dolls. It wasn't just a collection anymore, it was a manifestation of his life's purpose. The dolls he collected were as varied as the stars in the sky. Some were porcelain, with faces as white as milk and eyes as blue as sapphires. Others were made of cloth, their features sewn on with threads of many colors. Some were old, their paint chipped and faded, while others were new, their faces still bright and shiny. Each one unique, each one a new addition to his ever-growing family. His methods of acquiring these dolls were as diverse as the dolls themselves. Some he found abandoned in trash bins, others were given to him by friends and well-wishers. Sometimes he would even trade for them, bartering his own possessions in exchange for a new doll. No matter how he got them, each doll was a precious piece of his collection, a new member of his silent family. As the number of dolls increased, the island began to change. It was no longer just an island, it was a gallery of the forgotten, the abandoned, the lost. Each doll, with its own story, its own history, was a testament to Don Julian's obsession. An obsession that turned a simple island into a sanctuary of silent spectators, a place where each doll was a silent witness to Don Julian's relentless pursuit. The island became a silent gallery of the forgotten, each doll a testament to Don Julian's obsession. The Island of Dolls, once a quiet place, was now a haunting testament to a man's unending obsession. In 2001, the Island of Dolls fell silent. Don Julian was no more. Beneath the shadowy canopy of trees, the life of the island's solitary occupant and creator, Don Julian Santana Barrera, came to an abrupt end. The circumstances of his demise are as murky and eerie as the island itself. Some say he was found drowned in the very same canal where he had discovered the body of the little girl all those years ago. Rumors swirled and whispers echoed through the trees, whispering tales of a haunted island claiming its creator. Others speculated that the dolls, with their vacant eyes and silent mouths, had turned on their master. The theories are as numerous as the dolls themselves, each one adding a fresh layer of intrigue and horror to the island's legend. The impact of Don Julian's death on the island was profound. The dolls, once a living testament to a man's obsession, now stood as eerie sentinels over his memory. Their presence, coupled with the chilling circumstances of Don Julian's death, further cemented the island's reputation as a place of mystery and fear. In the wake of his death, the island's eerie silence seemed to grow louder. The doll's lifeless eyes appeared more watchful, and the sense of dread became more palpable. The island had lost its creator, but in the process, it had gained an even more chilling aura. Don Julian may have departed from the physical world, but many believe that he is far from gone. Visitors to the island often report feeling an unseen presence, an eerie sensation of being watched. Some claim to hear whispers in the wind, a quiet murmur that sounds suspiciously like Don Julian's voice. Indeed, the island's legend persists, its tale of horror refusing to die with its creator. The dolls, once symbols of a tragic event, now serve as a constant reminder of the man who once lived among them. His spirit, some say, still wanders among his silent companions. Today, the Island of Dolls is a chilling testament to one man's obsession. The island, known as La Isla de las Muñecas, has morphed into something far beyond its humble beginnings. It has transformed into a bizarre spectacle, a haunting tableau that has etched itself into the minds of those who dare to visit. A shiver-inducing landscape of decaying dolls, their lifeless eyes seemingly watching every move, every whisper of the wind, every ripple on the water's surface. This unique destination has gained notoriety, attracting the bravest of the brave from all corners of the globe. They come seeking the thrill of the unknown, the eerie allure of the supernatural, and a glimpse into the mind of the man who birthed this unsettling legacy. Visitors often recount feelings of unease, a sense of being watched, and an inexplicable chill in the air that clings to the skin. Some even report hearing whispers and faint cries echoing through the trees, a chilling reminder of the island's tragic past. But it's not just the dolls that hold the attention of the visitors. The very air seems to hum with an energy, a presence that can't quite be put into words. Paranormal enthusiasts have been drawn to the island, their curiosity piqued by the countless tales of spectral encounters. Apparitions, orbs of light, and unexplained sounds are just a few of the phenomena reported. It's said that the dolls themselves move, their glassy eyes following visitors around the island. It's a place that defies logic, a place that challenges the boundaries of reality. Yet, despite the unsettling atmosphere, there's a strange beauty to the island. The dolls, in their decay, have become a part of nature, a testament to the passage of time. The verdant foliage, the rustling leaves, and the gentle lapping of the water against the shore offer a stark contrast to the silent, ever-watchful dolls. The Island of Dolls stands as a monument to the unusual, the eerie, and the unexplained. Among the silent dolls, life persists. On the Island of Dolls, amidst the unblinking eyes and lifeless bodies of hundreds of dolls, the pulse of life continues to throb. A variety of creatures call this eerie place home. A cacophony of birds, their songs piercing the silent air, nest in the hollowed-out eyes of the dolls. Insects scuttle over the worn-out faces, weaving their way through the tangled mess of hair. Small mammals, like mice and squirrels, find shelter in the dolls' hollow bodies, their tiny eyes gleaming in the shadows. The interaction between these living creatures and the lifeless dolls adds an uncanny layer of creepiness to the island. The sight of a bird emerging from a doll's empty eye socket or an insect crawling over a faded smile is both fascinating and unnerving. This juxtaposition of life and decay, of movement and stillness, lends the island an aura of the surreal. In the shadow of the dolls, life and death dance in a macabre ballet.